Samar Island is the third largest island in the Philippines and has one of the most extensive forest over limestone ecosystems in the country. This ecosystem is home to a wide array of uniquely adapted flora and fauna. Samar Island is known to be one of the centers of botanical diversity in the Philippines and has been nominated as a UNESCO World Natural Heritage Site for its exceptional natural beauty and precious biodiversity. For these reasons, Conserve Kaigangan, a biodiversity research program, was established. Kaigangan is a Samar local word that means forest over limestone. Our research program's mission is to assess and conserve the biodiversity in Samar Island's forest over limestone towards its sustainable management. One of our program's projects is the assessment of biodiversity and community structure in forest over limestone ecosystems. This component of our research aims to determine plant diversity and vegetation structure in various habitat types in forests over limestone, to determine animal diversity associated with forest over limestone, to identify functional classification of vegetation with its associated animal diversity, and to analyze the environmental factors influencing the prevailing structure of the biota. We conducted
Hello everyone, welcome to Kaigangan Biodiversity Webinar Series. Or the Pleistocene Aggregate Island Complex. And here are some of the photographs of the vertebrate species he recorded from the study site. Story plant species from piranhas and tuff sites are highly affected by soil iron concentration and electrical conductivity, whereas plants from B1 are highly associated with soil pH and other macro and micronutrients.
Ayan, good morning everyone. Again, welcome to our Kaigangan webinar series. So this is our seventh episode. So again, I'm Lani and I will be your host for today. So before we start, sino po ba dito ang mga naka-attend last time with our last webinar? I think it is with Dr. Etchapare as our resource speaker. So I hope yung mga naka-attend po ay nag-enjoy and found it informative as much as we did. So for today's webinar, teka lang. Ang dami nating participants. So we have 50 in our Zoom. Meron po dito. Feel free to greet everyone. Yan, and introduce yourselves through the chat box. So para naman po ma-welcome namin kayo, chat lang po kayo sa ating chat box. Ayan. So, let me see, parang mahiyain ang guest. Let me see, sino-sino ba yung ating mga suki for this webinar? For our webinar, ayan. Ayan, good morning po for Sir Francis Aguilar of IBS. Ayan, good morning, sir. Sino pa ba mga nandito? Ma'am Alcona Baltasar. Good morning, ma'am. Ayan po. Mr. Jamil Cruz from IBS also. Good morning. Good morning din po, Ma'am Sheena from Cagayan de Oro City. Meron pa ba? Sino pa bang mga naan dito? Nakilala ko? Wow. Good morning, everyone. Mahiyain po talaga tayo. So, nakita ko rin, parang nakita ko si Sir Mike of Forestry. Hello, hello po, Sir Mike Sanchez. Ayan, good morning din po, Sir Israel from Caraga State University. So, good morning everyone po. Ayan, again, welcome to our Kaigangan webinar series. So, these sessions occur twice a month or once or twice a month. So, stay tuned lang po sa ating FB page. So, I know all of us are excited, but before we begin, we want to remind everyone that this webinar is recorded. So with this, please take note of the following rules for our decorum. So first, kindly keep your microphones muted, especially when our speaker is presenting. Then if you have questions or clarifications, chat na lang po sa ating chat box. And then the link to the evaluation form will be provided and e-certificates will be sent after completing the evaluation form. So please make sure lang po yung email address na ilalagay nyo ay correct, for this will be the basis of sending our e-certificates. Ayan, now that we've set some ground rules, we can now continue with our event. So before we call our guest speaker, let me first introduce him. Basahin ko na po. So our speaker obtained his PhD in botany from the University of the Philippines, Los Baños, supported by a DOST STHRDP scholarship and grants from Picard with assistance from CHED. He is a DOST In Touch with Excellence awardee and a lifelong member of Pi Kappa Pi and Pi Sigma Biological Honor Society. Currently, he serves as Professor 5 in the Biology Department at Caraga State University, teaching courses across various academic levels. He holds positions as associate editor for 2 university research journals and actively participates as a peer reviewer for prestigious international and national research journals. So additionally, he is a regular member of the National Research Council of the Philippines and oversees research programs at CSU, aims in enhancing research capabilities and fostering a robust research culture in the Caraga region. So he is also a researcher in the academy with a keen interest in plant ecology and environmental sciences. So over the years, his research efforts have led to numerous publications, showcasing his commitment to advancing knowledge in these fields. So leading a collaborative research team, he focuses on finding sustainable approaches to biodiversity, plant food resources, health, and conservation. So under his mentorship, graduate students have thrived, evidenced by their published manuscripts and contributions to the scientific community. So through strategic partnerships with organizations such as DOST councils, SUCs, and LGUs, he initiated research projects aimed at addressing pressing issues. So these partnerships have also facilitated connections with international universities, made visible through travel grants, thereby enriching the scope and impact of his work. So Dr. Humawan's dedication has earned him recognition, including the Presidential Award for Excellence in Research, highlighting his significant contributions to the field. So beyond academia, Dr. Humawan is a devoted family man, happily married to a professor, and blessed with 3 lovely daughters. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's all welcome Dr. Jess H. Humawan to talk about research directions and trends in Kaigangan Forest in the Philippines, a bibliometric analysis.
Morning, everyone. Today, I will be presenting a research topic entitled Research Directions and Trends in Kaigangan Forest in the Philippines, a bibliometric analysis. I am Jesse Chumawan, a professor in Caraga State University, and thank you for having me this morning. I would like to thank the organizers of this webinar, the Conserve Kaigangan Research Program of the University of the Philippines in Los Baños. Kaigangan is a local term for forest over limestone. This comes from the root word igang, which are spoken in Waraynon, Hiligaynon, and largely Visayan dialects, which means a hard, sharp stone formed from limestone forest or of rocks in origin. In the Philippines, we have 12 major forest formations, and one of the forest formations is the forest over limestone. And I have borrowed this slide as indicated in the slide, or the sources of these pictures are indicated in the slide. So we also have the altitudinal gradient of all of these 12 forest formations. The lowest are the mangroves or the mangrove forests, and the highest in terms of altitude gradient is the tropical subalpine forest, and in the middle would be the forest over limestones along with forest over ultramafic rocks. Forest over limestone, as indicated in here, is also used synonymously with the Kaigangan forests, karst forest, and limestone forest. And we also use that terminology synonymously here during the course of the presentation. In the Philippines, these are the different government units who are managers of our forest resources, and thanks to Professor and Academician Rex Cruz, who is the source of this PowerPoint presentation, which was presented during the NAS Special Concerns program, and I was invited last year in Davao City. Bibliometrics is derived from the Greek words biblion and metrikos, which are a word for book and measurement respectively. So when we talk about bibliometric analysis, it is computer-generated scientific review methodology that identifies key research and authors, along with their interrelationships by analyzing all publications related to a specific topic or field. So in this case, you are interested on the diversity, published researches about diversity in Kaigangan forest or forest over limestone. So this is the bibliometrics is also used somehow right now. It's also used synonymously and independently at the same time, because there is now an overlapping of this field of in terms of different fields like the scientometrics, webometrics, informetrics, and cybermetrics. All of these are within the realms of data science. So what are the reasons why we perform bibliometric analysis? So in this case, when you have all of the consolidated articles published, the past decade, or in this case, 10 years, we have tons of information or so many articles, and we would like to find order amidst the manuscript chaos. We analyzed this so that we could be able to find some dynamics and structures of the articles. And maybe we could be able to detect some trends and patterns. And if we understand them, we could do some possible predictions about the research directions that can be conducted in the future. And if not, we could be able to discover a lot of impacts and effects of the various publications, which could be utilized for making decisions and policies that will be consolidated so that we could be these are contributory to conservation actions now in our Kaigangan forests. So what are the sources of information for bibliometric analysis? Nowadays, we largely utilize from the World Wide Web, or internet data mining. So we are sourcing all of these published articles over the internet, and we also apply some traditional or the older methods to generate data. So some of this data generation or data mining is also applied with the use of AI tools, and we also access documents and databases when necessary, and apply the science of statistics to perform bibliometric analysis. In our study, we categorize three major components in performing the bibliometric analysis. Number one is the data mining component, which we utilize several keywords in various sources to generate and access, no, among all the published articles. Then we have also some period search, for example, decadal or 10 years period, which we utilize, no. And after consolidating all of the articles, we perform data cleaning because not of all those downloaded articles are useful in terms of analyze, because we would like to focus more about the diversity, studies conducted in Kaigangan Forest. And we do the data analytics. We categorize all of those published articles into several categories. One of the categories are articles, another will be authors, citations, and also other related. We also consolidated articles and made different variables out of it. And so could be able to conduct a statistical analysis out of the consolidated articles. Then we interpret it using data visualizations, using network density analytics, and we also perform ordinations by using forest plots and trend analysis. Now, what are the insights after consolidating all of these published articles? First, we include the use of keywords like Kaigangan, karst, limestone, diversity in the Philippines. Now, these are the major keywords, but not limited to in downloading all of these published articles. Now, out of the more than 100 relevant articles, initially we have downloaded more than around 500 articles. No? And further filtering of the search query, it lessens down to about 300, and about out of the 100 consolidated articles, we have focused more or zeroed in to these more than 50 articles that focuses more about the biodiversity or diversity or species richness conducted in Kaigangan Forest. So these publications were around more than 50 publications, and there is a performed the Mann-Kendall trend test, and the slope indicates a positive slope, meaning there is increasing published articles on the biodiversity in Kaigangan Forest, but this trend is low and there is no significant differences as detected in the p-value. So in terms of the active researchers, at the top of the screen are actually researchers coming from the Flora groups. In the center are the groups of Dr. Buot and Dr. Lilo, the left side. And if you're going down to the south portion of the screen, the bottom of the screen is transition from the flora to fauna groups. And in the bottom of the screens are different researchers coming from the fauna. So there are detected two major institutions that are highly active in conducting research on biodiversity in Kaigangan Forest. These are the National Museum of the Philippine Groups and the University of the Philippines Group. So we also consolidated all of the keywords related to publications of biodiversity or diversity in Kaigangan Forest. So we could be able to generate a timetable of the thematic researches conducted in Kaigangan Forest. So in the 2012, many of the published researchers talks more about species richness and biodiversity of faunal groups. And these groups include the herpetofauna, the reptiles, amphibians, and mammals at the same time. So towards the 2020 transitions from the fauna group to more of inclined towards the flora group. So there are species composition and diversity as well conducted in Kaigangan Forest, and these are largely contributed in published articles conducted in Samar Island Natural Park, Samar Island, and Dinagat Islands. Among the well-cited publications in 2020, we have the publications of Tolentino, and we have the Los Angeles in 2023, and Buot Jr. in 2023. So we also have consolidated the reports of these articles in line with species richness in Kaigangan Forest, and we categorize it into taxonomic, major, and trends and insights. So among the species richness, many of the detected species richness were conducted in 2017 and 2020 follows. Among the contributions of the species richness or diversity, are coming from the flora group or the plants, followed by the vertebrates, invertebrates, and fungi. In the plant groups, many of the published articles in the flora were detected in 2018, for the vertebrates in 2024, and invertebrates in 2019, and for the fungi in 2021. Let's look at the trends. So there is an increasing trends of research conducted among the vertebrates and fungi. There's a decreasing trend of research conducted in the flora or the plants, and seemingly neutral, no? Neither increasing nor decreasing among the invertebrates. And in terms of the major island groups, many of these species richness or diversity were conducted in the Visayas, followed by Luzon and Mindanao. So there is an increasing trend of researches, no, published articles that is related to species richness in the Mindanao and Visayas island groups, and there's a decreasing trend in Luzon island group. So among the published articles, also we also compared the Kaigangan forest, in a similar forest types, no, or along with altitudinal gradients, which are the dipterocarps and mossy forest. So in the dipterocarp forest, the karst and the mossy published articles, we have compared it as well in terms of major island groups. So in terms of the three forest groups or forest types, many of the articles, or there is the highest is the karst or Kaigangan forest as compared to dipterocarp and mossy forest. So in terms of the trend, there is an increasing trend of research conducted in the Kaigangan or karst forest and mossy forest, and there is a seemingly constant, no, or flat direction detected in the dipterocarp forest. So because karst has the many publications compared to, we combined, no, the data from dipterocarps and mossy forest, so we could be able to consolidate it in the different study periods conducted. So this is now representing the karst versus the combined forest groups, the dipterocarp and mossy. So when you combine together, more publications are inclined towards the combined forest types compared to the karst. But this inclination, this has no, but our model indicates from the forest plant that there is no significant difference as indicated by the line of no effect. So in terms of the taxonomic groups, most of the published articles, when you combine them together, are related to from the dipterocarp, mossy, and the karst. You combine the data, most of the contributions are coming from the flora, followed by vertebrates, invertebrates, and fungi. And there is an increasing trend of research in vertebrates and at the same time fungi. And for the plants, neither increasing nor decreasing. And for the invertebrates, there is a slight decrease not detected in the activities of research among the vertebrates when you combine it in the karst, for dipterocarps and mossy forest. So we combine the plants and fungi as group 1, and we combine the vertebrates and invertebrates as group 2. So we could be able to compare if there are significant differences in the combinations of the published, all of the published articles as categorized in different study periods. So when you combine for the fauna, more studies are leaning towards the fauna group, the studies of the fauna as compared to plants and fungi. But the model, the forest plot, the model shown in the forest plot indicates that there's no significant difference as shown in the line of no effect. We also categorized, we also grouped together in the published articles in Kaigangan forest in the reported new species or species novum or species new to science, and categorize it into taxonomic, major islands, and doing a trends and horizons. So 2017 has the highest number of published new species to science. These are 3 species in 2017 and around 2 species published in 2014, 15, and 2021. So among all of these taxonomic groups, most of the published new species or species new to science are coming from the plants, the plant groups, followed by the vertebrates and the invertebrates. And among the different families, the highest family with the most published species new to science are coming from the Bigonaceae, followed by the Rubiaceae. And in terms of island groups, most of the new species to science were found in the Luzon, followed by Visayas and Mindanao. So in terms of the provinces, more species new to science were discovered in the provinces of Samar Island and Surigao provinces. And in terms of taxonomic group, increasing trends of research conducted for the vertebrates, and there is a decreasing trend for the plants, and seemingly no increase nor decrease in the activities for species into science in the invertebrates. The island groups, there is an increasing trend in species new to science findings in Luzon, and there's also increasing trend in Mindanao, but there's a sharp decline of species new to science found in the Visayas. And if you consolidate together, most of the highly cited published articles has the following thematic insights. No? In 2010 to 2015, most of published highly cited articles indicate new species descriptions are needed, no, which is vital for conservation, and highlighting also the lack of legislation on karst forest protection. In 2016 to 2020, there needs to be a thorough study on the different characteristics or ecological characteristics of forest ecology of the Kaigangan forest. And these forests over limestone are under study. In 2021 to 2024, more focus on the threatened woody plants that are for conservation actions in Kaigangan forest. And this is what I like, that there's a highly cited article that make mention that there is an equal now representation of Filipino and foreign in terms of first author. No, it's already balanced. But there is a significant gender gap among first authors. So medyo challenge po sa ating women. More women are needed to conduct research in Kaigangan forest. So in CSU, in Caraga State University, we are also conducting research activities that is in line with Kaigangan forest. We are developing and submitting research proposals. We are doing creative outputs, that is in the form of book guides, field guides, and scientific articles. And we also supervise, or I am supervising BS and MS biology as my advices, and performing linkages and partnerships to further our study in Kaigangan forests. So these are some of our fieldworks. So kapag namuti po yung bundok, chances are our forest is a forest over limestone or Kaigangan. And these are some of our fieldworks, and usually it has caves. Merong mga caves yung ating forest over limestone with clear, pristine waters. And these are some of the pictures that we conducted fieldworks and field activities in Kaigangan forest. So here we developed a field guide with the help of Dr. Jun Buhod and Ann Buhay. In Caraga State University, we were able to do a field guide, and this can be accessed as indicated in the link. We have also advices here. Miss Jessa Pantilan is doing work in Osmosilon in forest over limestone in northeastern Mindanao. These are some of her interesting species collected in the field so far. And many of these species are still to be identified. And we also have Mr. Jeco Ruales, who is doing his work in Gingiberaceae, or the Philippine gingers. And these are some of his collected specimens in the field. There's still so many more. And we also have an undergraduate who recently graduated, si Miss Mirasol Solaron, who was doing inventory of Nepenthes in high elevation areas. And many of these species were located in Kaigangan or forest over limestone. And these are some of her species collected from the field and were in their conservation status. And lastly, we have Miss Angie Abukayon, who is also doing her research in the family Lorantaceae, and many of these species are also collected in the forest over limestone. So I hope I was able to present something interesting today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for having me. Maraming salamat po.
Ayan, thank you very much po,
Morning,
Dr. Mawan. Ayan. So, very informative talk po. Ayan. For our participants, if you have questions, ayan, please write it in our chat box and I will read it for you. So, while you are doing so, sir, I have here some questions from our pre-registration. So, una po, sabi dito, how can the findings of this bibliometric analysis guide future research on sustainable forestry practices in the Kaigangan Forest?
ma'am. Dinig po ba ako sa on the other side?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Thank you very much po for that question, Ma'am Lani. That's an interesting questions. Sometimes when you, especially, many of our participants here are students, and some also are maybe doing their own research work. No? So doing something like this is one of those areas, no, na we can see the whole picture kung saan kayo interested. So, alam na natin yung mga problema as researchers that when you do literature works, sobrang dami ng manuscripts and how to consolidate them. And one of the areas that you can do para doon sa pag-set mo ng when you plan for your research, no, be it an undergraduate or MS thesis, it's important that you know what you are doing, no? Saan ka, where you are right now, no? So in a three-dimensional space, alam mo yung space na gagalawan mo and saan ka ngayon, no? So when you understand that na merong parts ditong component na pwedeng gawin or hindi pa ginagawa, then the relevance of your work is or your potential work in the future is very relevant. So it's important na may mga ganitong components, and ngayon these techniques are new, no? Hindi pa siya masyadong ine-explore. Although in the past paisa-isa na ginagawa ng mga researchers, mga book reviews or literature reviews. But now we have so many tools and techniques, no? The Excel, and then our softwares are more capable of doing it. So we could do a lot. And when you do this, pwede mo siyang ilagay din as one of your objectives. Kasi hindi pa nga siya well traversed, no, na road, or kukunti pa yung gumagawa ng mga ganitong works. So this type of works is at the same time interesting, and if you are not you're not afraid to try it, many will like it. No, sa tingin ko, no, many will like it and making it part of their ng mga initial na mga gagawin, no. So ang dami na ngayong mga published papers sa Philippines doing something like this, no. Not only bibliometric analysis, meta-analysis, extracted from literatures. So yun po.
Ayun. Thank you very much, sir. Parang talagang etong analysis na to is that you have to know the gaps para ma-target mo kung ano yung gusto mong gawin. Ganun, sir. Ayan. So, another question po, meron na ba dito sa chat box? Wait lang po, sir, ha? Ayan, sir. Good morning po. I am Israel Salo, third year BS Biology major in Biodiversity Conservation student. Are there any upcoming research or conservation projects in Kaigangan Forest that provide opportunities for students or young aspiring researchers to participate in field work, internships, or hands-on training?
Yeah, that's an interesting and very direct question. Sa UPLB, sila yung active talaga po. Kita nyo sa literature, no? The UPLB is very active in the past more than 5 years and pursuing, no? Thanks to Dr. John Buot, si Sir John talaga yung isa sa mga workout focusing on forest over limestone, no? Or kaigangan forest. Kita nyo naman doon sa literature review their work, no, and until now not only publish a lot of articles but publish also species new to science, no, so those are very important, no, na mga contributions sa research. Sa tingin ko, you need to reach out these people kasi kailangan din talaga ng mga interested na mga students. Ayan, so maraming, of course, limited din yung project funds, kaya you need to approach them para ma-program, no? Ma-insert kayo dun sa activities. Kasi kung late na kayo ubos na yung pera ng project funds, edi antay-antay muna kapag may projects. But these projects naman are looking, no, for interested na mga students, especially yung magti-thesis, and then who are really committed to doing research. Now, research at different environment, once you are masanay ka na or magets mo na yung paano siya gawin, kasi hindi mo pwedeng kung magsasampling, no? Sabihin mo hindi ka ready ngayon or hindi ka prepared, hindi pwedeng gano'n, no? So, and at the same time, you need to accustom yourself na it is 1 week or nga siguro 1 month or 3 months. So in the field, no, but pag nasanay ka, there's a great opportunity out there. Many of the project staffs working with Dr. John Buot are really making milestone, no, in their accomplishments and contributions. So where for experience, many of my students also are very new, no. In fact, sa thesis lang natuto natin taxonomy and how to do field works, how to analyze data. Doon na natuto sa field works. And siguro konting immersion lang, and when they got the initial grip of it, so kita mo na yung determination and ng mga students, no? So I can see the progress really, no, from zero knowledge yung sinasabi ng students ko. Gusto lang nila yung nag-aral na picture plan. Gusto ko lang yung picture. Gusto ko lang kilalanin, understand, very interesting for her, no? So when she started, she found out, tama ba itong pinasok ko? But when you get over the hump, ayun, nagiging exciting na yung works. And in my case, may mga ibang students din naman that they are working and graduate students. So mga initial collaborations ng aking mga students are very nice to see, no? Nakakahawa yung kanilang vibes and atmosphere. So kahit na medyo stressful yung work natin minsan, when you see them doing like that, are very encouraging to see, no? And that translates to their outputs na coming from their so-called zero background or knowledge, and eventually pag natapos na yung work nila, kasi gusto nilang gawin, no? So, importante, gusto mo yung ginagawa mo. And in the right environment, I think, no, you will grow and develop and prosper, no? So, doon lang yun. Kaya, you approach si Ma'am Lani, si Ma'am Celeste.
Actually, sir, we posted in the chat box the links to our website, ayan, FB page, ayan, email address. So, pwede naman po mag-reach out. Actually, meron po kaming upcoming project which is for the phase 4. Pero ayun, ang need namin ay graduate student, at least MS student. Ayan. So, pwede po kayong mag-inquire. Nakapost po sa ating chat box yung mga links para sa amin. Ayan, may other questions pa po ba for Sir Jess? Ayan, sir, meron pa po ako dito. Ayan.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead po.
Nakalagay po dito, sir, what inspired you to conduct a bibliometric analysis on the research trends in Kaigangan Forest? And what are the most significant trends or research gaps that you have identified in the study?
Opo. Ayun po, yung mga trends po, it's important para alam po natin kung paano po tayo mag-plan sa ating research. Sometimes, kung merong increasing trends, yun yung medyo in. So at one time, medyo daming published research sa Begonia, sa Rubici, and then medyo dumami yung nag-work din, no? Tapos sa Mindanao, dumami din yung ng work ng Nepenthes, kaya yung aking student nagka-interest din. Pero kita nyo, kung makita yung downward na trend, isa din yun sa pwedeng doon kayo mag-anchor, no? Kasi hindi pa masyadong marami or kumukonti na yung nagre-research, and there will create also opportunity. So if you would like to see kung sino yung the bulk of the research activities, marami ng tao, marami ng resources, edi pwedeng doon ka. But yung downtrend is also an opportunity. Kasi baka may mga potential interesting species pa kayo na makita. Although, yun nga, kung kukunti lang yung nag-work, so medyo challenging, no? Medyo mahirap, kukunti lang kayo. When you look to the left, wala. When you look to the right, wala. You need to look somewhere else kung sino yung pwede mapagtanungan. So yun yung mga challenging. And when you see the trends, it's like direction na setting kung saan ka pupunta, no? So out there, you could visualize eventually kung magkaroon ka ng niche nito, then your work right now, mag-a-anchor ka towards that direction, no? So kung makikita mo na kukunti pa yung mga research work and may mga reports naman, here in the analysis, may reports naman na makita natin yung mga gaps, di ba? Ma-highlight yung mga gaps, ma-highlight yung mga problems, and mga kulang pa na works. So when you can consolidate it, you can only do this kung na-consolidate mo na lahat yung mga published articles. So when you do this, you can identify the gaps easily kasi kita mo na yung mga keywords, kita mo na yung most highly cited articles. And right now, may mga AIs na pwede nilang yung isang manuscript, pwede mo na i-extract yung saan yung mga gaps, no? So ano ba yung mga gaps na common na articles, na well-cited articles? So may commonality ba, no? You can perform some simple analytics, no? And then makita mo na yung gaps and then mga problems and issues. So kung ang need niya is research, then you can do research. Kung interested ka naman dun sa policy implications, sa mga planning, no? Kasi may mga fields naman na ganun yung directions. Ganun din, no? So you can do research, you can do policies, and you can do mga management. Especially sa mga LGUs naman na components na usual na tinatanong, yun how to augment their management strategies. Wala naman silang alam kasi yun nga yung initial na sinasabi nila. Wala kaming alam how to do it. So better start with what are the published articles.
Ayan. Thank you very much, sir. I think we have covered all the questions. Wala na po bang hahabol? Ayan. Again, sir, thank you very much. So we proceed with the awarding of certificate for Sir Dr. Humawan. Miss Anne. Ayan, let me just read the citation, sir. So, University of the Philippines, Los Baños award the Certificate of Appreciation to Jess H. Humawan for serving as the resource speaker during the webinar presentation entitled Research Directions and Trends in Kaigangan Forests in the Philippines, a Bibliometric Analysis of the Kaigangan Biodiversity Webinar Series, held on the 30th September 2024 via Zoom. Signed, our project leader, Maria Celeste N. Banaticla Hilario. Ayan, sir. Thank you again po. Thank you very much. Let's give Sir Dr. Humawan a round of applause by giving him heart reacts. Thank you again, sir. Wag po kayong magsawa. na aming
Opo,
suki. Thank you, thank you, thank you so
as
much.
always.
Thank you po. So, for the next, for our next episode on the 20th of October, join us again as we have Dr. Jabez Joshua M. Flores to talk about the drone mapping, potential applications of GeoNadir environmental drone mapping software in forest over limestone research. So a very interesting topic again. Ayan. So ayan, thank you very much again. So pwede po ba tayo mag-photo off? Paki-open po ng ating mga cams. Ayan, sa mga pwede pong mag-open.
Okay, so I think ready na po ang iba to have their shots taken. Sige po, I'll just screenshot po. So smile lang po. 1, 2, 3, smile. Save ko lang po muna ang first slide. Next slide po. Smile po or react po kayo. You can't open your camera po. And then last slide po. Okay, thank you very much po, everyone.
And thank you po. Thank you again, Dr. Jess. Thank you po again. Thank you. Ayan, so before we leave or before you leave, okay, please do not forget to scan the QR code later that will be posted in your screen. This is for the evaluation form, or we will provide the evaluation link in our chat box. So I think it is in our chat box. So please evaluate and then to get your certificate of attendance. Again, thank you very much and see you again next webinar. So enjoy the rest of the day po.
Samar Island is the third largest island in the Philippines and has one of the most extensive forest over limestone ecosystems in the country. This ecosystem is home to a wide array of uniquely adapted flora and fauna. Samar Island is known to be one of the centers of botanical diversity in the Philippines and has been nominated as a UNESCO World Natural Heritage Site for its exceptional natural beauty and precious biodiversity. For these reasons, Conserve Kaigangan, a biodiversity research program, was established. Kaigangan is a Samar local word that means forest over limestone. Our research program's mission is to assess and conserve the biodiversity in Samar Island's forest over limestone towards its sustainable management. One of our program's projects is the assessment of biodiversity and community structure in forest over limestone ecosystems. This component of our research aims to determine plant diversity and vegetation structure in various habitat types in forests over limestone, to determine animal diversity associated with forest over limestone, to identify functional classification of vegetation with its associated animal diversity, and to analyze the environmental factors influencing the prevailing structure of the biota. We conducted a comprehensive biodiversity assessment of forests over limestone in the municipalities of Paranas, Taft, and Giwan with remarkable findings. A combined total of 71 plant species were recorded from these municipalities, with at least 3 tree species classified as vulnerable based on the DENR updated national list of threatened Philippine plants. A total of 52 terrestrial vertebrate animal species were also recorded, including 5 amphibian species, 15 reptile species, 20 bird species, and 12 mammal species, with conservation statuses ranging from threatened to endangered and critically endangered, based on the DENR updated national list of threatened Philippine fauna. This knowledge will empower our stakeholders in these areas to make appropriate research-based conservation efforts for the protection of these ecosystems that harbor an assemblage of rare, endemic, and economically important flora and fauna. Through this program, people will be equipped with knowledge on forest over limestone biodiversity, including the ecosystem services that it can offer to the community. We at Conserve Kaigangan continue to further raise awareness and capacitate national and local government agencies, especially local communities living in and around Samars Kaigangan.